Welcome to the Sherpa Chai story. I am here with Pemba, your founder of Sherpa Chai and Sherpa Adventures. How are you, Pemba?
I'm well. Yeah, well, good to see you.
You too.
Yeah.
It's always a pleasure to sit with you and speak about life. So
Yeah,
I will
yeah.
start with a deep conversation and I will start with a deep question. Okay?
Yes.
So I will ask you the first question. What is Sherpa and what its meaning to be a Sherpa?
Okay. Well, the name Sherpa is kind of confused in the Western world. Well, many part of the world, because some people think that Sherpas are mountain guides, Sherpas are porters, or, you know, but really Sherpa is a tribe of people. It's a tribe who've been migrated from Mongolia to Tibet, to Nepal, over 500, 600 years ago. And they live in the Himalaya, the mountain part of Nepal. And they migrated and settled in, up in the mountain in Nepal.
Okay. And I will ask you that question. What in your meaning, your thoughts, if I will ask you about one value that all the Sherpa holds together?
Well, Sherpas are, they're really a farmer traders, who live in the mountains, right? But however, after centuries of living in the high altitude, Sherpa's body have developed greater capability of getting oxygen into their bloodstream and muscle in thin air that leave the lowlander gasping. This physical attribute combined with amiable third character have made Sherpas popular with the climber ever since first Mount Everest expedition in 1921.
Wow.
As a result of this, Sherpas have become some of the best known alpinists in the world, or some of the best known climbers in the world.
Wow. So I will ask you another question. What is something that you learned from your parents that you hold with yourself and use that for your daily life?
Well, Sherpas are known as surviving in the very hardy conditions. So, just growing up, I learned how to be tough. The area where I grew up, just to live there, you have to be tough. And, there's no such thing as a heat or, all those convenient things there. So, and, from my parents, I learned the value of what is hard work means, and be able to handle that, learn how to be patient. And those are, I think, how to be patient and how to handle some difficult things. Those are some of the, toughest things. Those are most valuable things I've learned from my parents, I would say.
Okay, interesting. And what there is tough moment in life that you remember that always will stay with you?
Well, it's always tough there, the village where I grew up don't have no electricity, no plumbing, no running water, no roads, and it's a pretty high up. People live up to like 14,000 feet there, but my village is right around 10,000 feet. So, and those, just to live there and survive there, it's tough. It's hard environment, harsh conditions. So you have to be tough to live, just to live there.
There is a video of you when you went back to the village.
Yep.
And I saw, I think at least 100 of people welcome you and put something on your neck.
Those are called a scarf.
A scarf. Okay.
Those are called kata. And those are given in special occasions, whether you're welcoming or goodbye, or it has a meaning for like friendship, happiness, peace. And when I go back, the whole villager come to see me, which make me happy and which I think make them happy, because every time I go back and I bring them something, and I build it. The village where I grew up, I built it hydropower there, so they have access to the electricity light. I build it, running waters and bridges and things like that. So I help make their life
I love that.
better, and and they they are appreciative, and every time I go back, and they're excited to see me. Yeah,
You changed that people life.
in a different way, yes, yeah, in in a good way, I say, because I did make my home village lot more comfortable than where I grew up, because now they have water coming in the house, they have electricity, right? And they can get to the market and schools, because I built a bridge where they can get to school in half hour instead like 3 hours. Yeah, things like that.
That's amazing. And I think there is something that really make you special to the others. And it's not how you're doing and it's why you're doing that. People buying from you and coming to be part of Sherpa Adventure, Sherpa Chai is because why you're doing that. So you can expand a
I
little
mean,
bit why you're doing what are you doing.
and I mean, this kind of project, I start doing it. I was doing it even before I started the restaurant. So before I started Sherpa Chai, because I believe that source path of meaningful life is service, acting for common goods, and that is just my belief since I was young, and that's what I've been doing for many years.
You when you start to give back to the community, like when was the moment that you decided that you're gonna build something in your life and all that meaning is to bring back the community?
It's not all, but I keep portion of it. Even in like uh, like uh, whatever money I make, I put certain percentage on the side, whatever I can afford, and I use those to give back to the community or for good cause.
Yeah, but there is something more special in you that people don't understand, and I think it's the Sherpa way. It's really aligned with what you told about the toughness and about how Sherpa need to survive, and that's what I teach you from young age.
Right,
Is first to think about the others and not think about you.
right.
So you was able right now to drive in Ferrari, living the dream, like every American child wants to be.
Yeah,
But you decide to give back and create, and you want to sell the
yeah.
company to come to Nepal and give everyone
I
back.
mean,
Why?
way I look at it is, although we know that humanity won't exist forever, many of us take granted that the human race will survive, right? At least for a while, because we take this belief on granted. We don't think much about significant after we die, right?
Mm-hmm. So yeah,
So
you come with zero and you go with zero.
yeah, that's right. Yeah, and it's just like a question. Yes, if I do well on my business, I have this cash. What that really means, right? Yes, we all need some kind of finance or to like survive, right? That's what it you know. But if you have more than that, it makes sense, right? To like use them for good cause. I mean, we're all gonna be gone one day, and you can't take them with you,
That's true.
right? Yeah, and for the kids too, I don't think it's too much. I don't think it's a good idea to give too much to your kids.
Why?
I think it's better to teach the value,
Agree.
right? That's what I believe.
Okay, so that's a good way that you took to us. So I'll ask you that question. You speak about give value to the children. Give some to parents advice because as you see in Boulder, there is a lot of people with a lot of money
Yeah,
just giving money to the children.
right,
And the children doesn't know how to survive by themselves.
right.
What is the advice that you can give to the parents to keep giving but teaching in the same time?
I was I would say teach them more than give, right? Yeah, and yeah, I mean, look, I mean, the young generations, I mean, I think it's every way, even in our Sherpa culture or community. I mean, if I look at my parent generations, how hard they work, and then my generation, how we work and how we, and all those, you know, all those are work ethic, are losing it because people keep getting more things for free, while more get more things, and things get a lot more convenient, and people want to take granted. And then I think it's really important that especially the young people to understand the value.
I love that.
That's what I believe.
I love that. And which way you teaching your children that value?
Working, being honest, and do the right things, and do something right if you can. That's what I always teach my daughters. Right.
I agree. So I'll ask you two questions that is kind of the same. The first one is about Sherpa Adventure.
Yep.
What is the biggest why of that place? Like why you start Sherpa Adventures?
Well, this was many years ago. It was also 25 years ago. I was really into technical climbing, and I was competing with some of the best climbers in the world back then. And Boulder, Colorado was perfect place for me to be based because all the great climbers are within a mile. And at the same time, I was looking some kind of business opportunity too, And at the time, I saw there was a really need for good, authentic Sherpa Nepali cuisine in the town. And I started 25 years ago. And I wanted to be in Boulder because I wanted to be climbers, because I wanted to climb here. At the same time, I saw the business opportunity and I grabbed it. And today, we're one of the most successful restaurants in town. 25 years later, yeah.
And yeah, I really love your restaurant. That's I will start with that, and
Yeah.
everyone that listen to us, go to Sherpa Adventure. You will not regret. And there's something another unique in your restaurant. When you're over there, you feel not like you're in a different place. Like I feel like I flew for Nepal for some 1 hour.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
back.
I mean, for me, it's just not just to do the business here. It's for me, it's a place where part where I can share my authenticity. And if you came to my restaurant, you can see like flip article on the history and things like that. And so it is more about community and gatherings and sharing history and culture, and so that's one of the reasons I started too. Yes.
And I love that all your employees are so kind and nice, and your family is there all the time.
Yeah.
And the most special thing, in my opinion, like all the restaurant higher the pricing as fuck. Like it's so expensive to
Yeah.
eat. And over there, you can eat for a couple
Yeah.
in $30.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's a reasonable. I mean, with the inflation, and it's always it's tough to keep the in a reasonable price. But my goal is to not overcharge.
That's amazing
Yeah.
because everyone can go there. So I ask you the other question is what make you to start Sherpa Chai and why you started?
Well, the Sherpa Chai was actually started from the restaurant,
Okay.
and this is the recipe that came from my mother and her mothers and her grandmothers. I mean, thousands of years old recipe. And I was serving at the restaurants, and there are lots of customers say your chai is really good. You should bottle it. And I didn't really think about it. I was so into climbing, and I was just really focusing the climbing. And I was keep hearing more and more and more. And then I finally thought, well, maybe there's a need for it. Maybe there's a market for it. So I started doing some research, and I saw there were like a handful of chai out in market. Very different way. I mean, I won't say good or bad, but it's I don't really see any authentic chai in the market. So I says, okay, well, there's a market for it, and so I started bottling and started to delivering to the local cafe, and whatnot, and then it really took off, and we got a tea farm in Nepal, base of the Kanchenjunga mountain. You know where Kanchenjunga is? It's the third highest mountain in the world. So base of that mountain is our tea farm. It's the highest quality premium organic tea leaf we use. We bring the raw material from there. We bring the ginger root from Peru, cardamom, cinnamon, black pepper, all natural product, natural organic product we use. And and today we're in all 50 states and probably about a few thousand stores, and companies really taking off. And and with the money that I make from Sherpa Chai, and I'm hoping to go back to Nepal, and I spend lots of time in Africa, and even in Africa, and see I can make little changes to people's lives. That's my plan and goals and down the road.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I love that because it's literally when you're sitting home and you're drinking Sherpa Chai, you have the nature in your cup. You have the Himalaya in your cup. You have the roots from Peru in your cup. And it's crazy because most of the ingredients right now in the USA, they are not pure.
Yeah.
And
I mean, our tea leaf, the tea leaf is what really makes the chai good. You have to have a good tea leaves. And I know how the teas are being harvested in many parts of the world, where people use different kind of pesticides and whatnot. And personally, I don't believe on that. So, I believe it has to be natural. And so with our tea leaves, I mean, everything is naturals. And I think the consumer who are buying out there and drinking the tea, I think they notice it too. The, difference, after you drink, you feel it.
No, I agree. It's really good. And now you recommend for people to drink the chai? What is the best way in your opinion?
We make in the concentrate bottle. So you put half milk, half tea, you heat it up if you want to make hot tea. And if you want to make cold tea, chai, you just put half milk, half the tea, throw some ice. With the almond milk, it's actually really good. It's very refreshing. Yeah.
That's great advice. Right now before the winter.
Yeah.
After a snowball.
Winter is a perfect drink. I mean, this is what people drink in that part of the world for, many, many, many years. Yeah.
And everyone going to the mountain and drinking chai.
Oh, yeah.
Send us a picture.
Yeah.
Nice. So I'll ask you the last question. If I will ask you about right now, you can give one advice to Pemba in the younger version of yourself when you just start the restaurant. Which advice you will give to yourself that you never got?
Okay, you mean you're asking if young Pemba were starting the restaurant, what advice I would give?
Yes.
Okay, so patience, definitely you got to put some work into it, and the balance, you have to be able to handle the difficult situations. Maybe life is always not easy, right, for everybody. When everything is great, it's great. But there are going to be moments it's not going to be great. So we have to learn. We have to learn how to deal happily in those difficult situations and conditions. I think those are probably the most important things, most important lesson I would.
In every business, no?
Every business. It's always going to go up and down. So when it's go down, we have to be able to handle it and deal in those times with happily and positively.
Yeah. And there is advice what to do when it's go up, how to handle that, because people going to
if you go up, that's great, but don't get too excited. Don't waste your capital or whatever, because you are going so up so fast, just manage it and do it right. That's what I would give. That's the advice I would give.
That's good advice.
Yeah.
I love that because it's in life, not only in business. It's like that.
Just in the life. You have happy moment, ugly moment, bad moments, and that's just one thing I find in the world, in the West. I think lots of those things I just learned just growing up because I grew up in a culture where things are very calm. And I grew up in a very strong Buddhist family. And in the Buddhism, it really teach you how to be patient. And which I find those are really valuable in life. You know, one of the problems I find in the West is that lots of people don't have the patience. Even for little minor things, they start getting cranky, you know. I mean, people just have to learn those by getting cranky is not going to do any good to you, right? It's just like, it's like an exercise, right? I mean, you have to train your body to do like certain things what you want to do, right? I believe it's the same things. Those kind of habits you have to train to tell yourself, this is the habit I have to train to, you know, to let it go.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
No, I love that.
That's the kind of advice I would give to the young.
It's great advice for everyone.
Yeah.
In every area in life.
Right.
Even your relationship with your friends, with your wife, with your daughter, will be up and down.
Up and down.
Try to balance that.
So try to balance those, right? In those downtime, you have to calm and you have to be able to handle happily.
No,
not angrily, right?
I fully align with that.
Yeah.
Pemba, thank you very much.
Yeah, you bet. Good to see you, Yovel.
I learned a lot.
All right.
Thank you, Pemba.
Yeah, you bet.